One, two, three.
Hello and welcome back to the Future Talks by Prayaana Labs. I'm going to begin with an introduction to Prayaana. Prayaana is a unique employability, entrepreneurship, and innovation ecosystem for women. Prayaana Labs give wholesome career support services right from career counseling, training, mentoring, and recruitment services, all coming under one umbrella. This is Prayaana Collective. Prayaana Collective is a venture of Prayaana Labs. It is unique in the attribute that it's India's first e-commerce platform that is dedicated to the empowerment of women. The platform is uniquely designed with an attractive affiliate marketing model where all the customers are given an opportunity for lifetime savings and earnings. So in case you're looking for authentic handmade products, we have plenty of those made by extremely talented women. So please make sure to check us out at www.praco.com. Now, in case during the session you guys have queries, please feel free to post it in the live chat box below and we'll get back to you at the end of the session. So now we're going to go into the session. The session is on the topic, the paradigm shift from fixed to growth mindset, an exercise to your brain. So it's going to be conducted by Raakhee Vijay Nair, who's the co-founder of Vajra Learning Solutions, a life coach and management facilitator. She is a business and career coach, a TNA specialist, content developer, leadership and business communication trainer. She comes with an overall experience of 24 years, of which more than a decade is in training and development. She has initiated and conducted career transition coaching sessions for professionals from even Fortune 500 companies. She won the Outstanding Support Award by Rotary International for the year 2016-17 for career and skills development at government schools. We're very lucky to have you, ma'am, and welcome to the show. So it's you, ma'am, now. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Selfie, for that wonderful introduction. And like you all, I'm also looking forward for it. So what is the topic that we have in hand today is a shift from a fixed to a growth mindset. I welcome all of you once again. Our world is not filled with performers and non-performers. Our world is not filled with intelligent or not intelligent people. Our world is filled with learners and non-learners. I still remember the day, it's December 7th, 2017, when I was traveling from Ahmedabad to Cochin. I had a fellow citizen, one boy of 21 years. He was talking over the phone and I could overhear the conversation and I understood that he's an artist. So as soon as he disconnected the telephone, I was curious to learn more about him. Because I'm always excited about these people who are very creative. So when I asked him more about it, he disclosed that he's an artist and he went to be a participant in an exhibition at Ahmedabad. So then I was also curious to know more about his work, and he showed me few sketches and drawings and paintings that he have done, which I was totally, encouraged and convinced with that. But then he asked me a question soon after that. After knowing me more, he asked me, "Ma'am, you don't draw, or do you draw?" That was a question which I got a little carried away with. I said, I don't think so. I said, no, I'm not good at it. So the next few questions, I would say, he said, who told you and why you didn't learn more about it? So the first question I could easily answer him because I told him, I think my drawing teacher, when I did my drawing first, when I was in 3rd standard or 2nd standard, what I remember, she gave me only 2 marks out of 10, where my friend sitting next to me got 8 out of 10. So I made a decision that now that's it. I won't be able to make more better drawing. But he asked me the second question, which I was speechless and I couldn't give an answer to him. He left me, I left the airport, but this question keep haunting me throughout my life. Even now also, I have found an answer to it. I would not say not completely, but still it helps me to grow. That is what I feel. So I'm going to share a few of my experience. And before he left, mind you, my dear friends, he also suggested me to read this particular book called The Mindset, A New Psychology of Success, written by Carol Dweck. And I decided I'm going to read it. And he told me, ma'am, you will get an answer. And if you get an answer, please call and tell me. So that also excited me because he's not only kept me holding to this question, but he is also trying to give me an answer. So why not? Okay. From that day, I think Abhay became my mentor, knowingly or unknowingly. So friends, I'm going to share the insights and the wisdom that I have actually gained from this book. I would recommend all of you to read that particular book called Fix To. Or definitely it's a mindset, but it also talks more about a shift from a growth fix to growth mindset. So I'm going to share a slide. Just give me a minute. Okay, this is the book I'm talking about. Anybody can read it. Now, moving ahead. Who is Carol Dweck? I'll come to that very soon. So before that, I would like to ask a question, pose a question to all of us. What is that which stops us from learning without judging ourselves? How can we move from the mediocrity to the excellence? What is that stopping us? There is only one shift, I would say, which makes all the difference. And that is our mindset. And this book, as I told you, Carol Dweck, she's a professor of Stanford University. She has done 1,000 researches and also educated thousands of students. And I would definitely recommend all of you to watch her TED Talk, which is called Power of Not Yet. I repeat, Power of Not Yet. Please do watch it. It's an excellent TED Talk, actually. Now, how am I going to take this session is I'm going to divide it into classify it into two actually. One, I'm going to talk about the 3 types of mindset that we all have. And I'm going to move on to how these 3 mindset will impact our walk of life actually. So to start with, at some point, everybody is good at something, was not good at it, right? Here, the focus is why few of the people keep moving or keep pulling forward or pushing forward, why others give up. So this is the question that friend who is Abhay left in my mind. Why I didn't keep pushing. So this is what I would like. This is where I wanted to give you more insights on that. The first mindset is the fixed mindset. So what is fixed mindset? Here, I need to actually quote the statement by Tony Robbins, who says that, how long is it that we give up on a kid who is trying to learn how to walk? Do we give up on them? Do we discourage them saying that you will never be able to do that? We don't, right? We keep encouraging, and then the magical formula happens. No wonder that everybody in this world is able to walk. That is exactly I'm trying to say, friends. This is all about the fixed mindset. So I'm sharing the screen to have more information on that. I believe that it is visible to all of you. We never stop a child, right? So what is a fixed mindset? It comes from the belief that our qualities are carved in stone. Who you are is who you are, period. That's it. And the characteristics such as intelligence, your personality, and the creativity are fixed traits rather than something that can be developed. Now, coming to that, if you have noticed, what does the people who have fixed mindset say? They would say, I will give up. It's very difficult. I can't do that. The people who are successful because they are lucky. And I will find all the ways not to do is if it is difficult. They keep blaming others. They keep blaming the God. And actually speaking, they don't look into themselves. Now, here I wanted to share a beautiful study and the intervention that Carol Dweck has actually mentioned in her book. what she did is that she chose few students from her poor neighborhood, and she decided to do her intervention and studies on them. When she started itself, she realized that the whole community who's living in that neighborhood have got a fixed mindset. And it is impacting the children because there is no encouragement, there is no resources, there is no ecosystem to actually for them to get into good learning or developing themselves in all manners for that. Now, I'm going to reserve this story. I'll come back to it. Now, the second one that we are talking about, we spoke about fixed mindset. Now we are moving on to growth mindset. So what is growth mindset? The growth mindset, the first thing which comes into my mind is it says that the intelligence is malleable. We will be able to develop our intelligence also, or any skills also. So it comes from the belief that your basic qualities are things that you can cultivate through the effort. Yes, people differ greatly in aptitude, talents, and interest, or the temperaments, but everyone can change and grow through applications and experience. Now, there is a study which is there, but I need to go back to my own story, not my own story, Carol's story, where she was doing the studies. So since she understood that the whole community is actually against, or they don't nurture a proper ecosystem for the children, she decided to intervene into the school. So during her studies, she also realized that these are the students who have scored less marks, especially in maths and science. So what she did, she educated the teachers there and coached them. Now, please pay attention to what I'm going to say now. She coached them to encourage the children to move from now, that is NOW, to not yet. I repeat, from now to not yet. That means when I started learning maths, I was not able to do. And then I decided for myself, I will not be able to do it again. That's it. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at science. I'm not good at that. Don't you think that even now we also ponder, we always talk about, I don't know, and now I'm not good at it. But what she taught the teachers is that it's okay if you're not good at it now, but you have not yet discovered that you cannot be. So that encouragement made a lot of difference. And the studies, and I'm going to show you the result of when they have chosen these students actually who are doing so least or bad in maths and science, how they have actually improved. I'm sure that you will like it. I'll come to this. So this is what the study says. If you can see, when they started with these subjects, okay, they were at 2.5, and after that, after they're using this particular methodology of from now to not yet, how they have improved with the growth mindset, they have improved to almost 2.7, whereas who were not encouraged, they were falling down. Now, what is the power of not yet, or the power of yet is what we say. We need to change the way that we say things so that our mindset also changes. And that is exactly the growth mindset says. I am not good at math. What if you go through it, what is that we repeat more? Do we say the first few sentences, or we normally say the down ones? So please get practiced with the ones that follows instead of saying the first few. That's we all say, I'm not good at math, I'm not creative, I'm not athletic. It is wrong. That is all the fixed mindset talk. We need to say that I don't understand division yet. My dear ladies and gentlemen, friends, this is what Abhay taught me. He told me that, ma'am, you are not good at it yet, drawing. If you have a right mentor, if you put in your effort, you will be able to do that. And this is what I am practicing, friends. Please do practice it. It is really interesting. And please look into this particular slide also. If you see the statements on the cloud, do we use those often, or the ones that you can see in the middle? If you are, this is good enough, or is this really my best work? So growing, my people who do have the growth mindset, they always wanted to scale up their benchmark. They will never stop from doing anything, one thing. They're always on the run, always on the move. If you are seeing creative people, they cannot sit at one place. They move on with different thoughts actually. So those are the people I would say having a growth mindset. We need to understand and realize that which one do you want? Do we want a fixed mindset or we want a growth mindset? Now, moving on. Next one is the progress mindset. So we spoke about the fixed mindset, the growth mindset, and the third one is the progress mindset. Before getting into that, I wanted to tell you one thing. The shift from the fixed mindset to the growth mindsets can happen in one single frame, that is not yet. Okay, that is the powerful word. That is that TED Talks is all about. When it comes to progress mindset, it's less about getting things right. It is more about progress. If we feel that we are making progress towards something, then that's when our brain see that we are succeeding. We all know deep in our mind that when we go to the gym for the first day, we will not be able to lift even 2 kgs of dumbbells, right? All the equipments around are unfamiliar to you. Now, within few days, what happens? So don't you agree it's a progress that we should be concentrating on? We will value anything only if it is progressing or it is progressive. If you get any rapid or immediate result, then we will not value it, right? So that is about the progress mindset. It is more of a resilience. It's more of the perseverance, I would say. So we spoke about these three mindset, that is fixed mindset, the growth mindset, and the progress mindset. Now let's look into in which all walk of life that these three are impacting us so that you can make a decision. I'm giving you only illustrations, friends, so that you can see how we can incorporate it in our own life, which mindset when. The first one, the mindset in health. Sorry, the mindset in, health, right? When it comes to health, mindset in health, I need to talk about both the mindset in mental health and physical health also. Both are stitched together. However, I'm not going to get into the mental mindset because we all know that it is it's a big topic actually. But today, I'm going to concentrate more on the physical side of it. So when we say somebody physically fit, we need to consider that they are putting a lot of effort into this, whether it is diet, whether it is exercise, whether it is the pattern that they follow, a strict pattern of day that they follow. So this all is that the aspects of remaining fit or healthy, right? Now, I have seen people with fixed mindset saying that I am born big, or this is my lifestyle, so I can't do exercise, I can't incorporate it, I don't have time for it, and this is my genetical problem. See, I agree at one time that there are people who cannot do exercise, who cannot follow diet because of some health conditions. I totally agree with that. But interestingly, when I was having one-to-one conversation to people who are actually in a growth mindset or who has actually succeeded in losing weight or remaining healthy or fit, including my husband who has actually shredded around 10 kgs. When we talk to them, you can see the enthusiasm in their conversation. They never feel that it is going to be the end of it. Whereas when you speak to people who are having a fixed mindset, they would say, okay, I'm going to try a diet plan for 2 weeks. If it doesn't work, that's the end of it. I'm not going to try anymore. But whereas when I have spoken to people who are having a growth mindset, they used to be very enthusiastic and energetic to talk about it. And it is very, very, what I would say, epidemic. It's like something that we all can copy. And what interesting is that it is not, they have designed their life actually. They have time for everything. And they are very good in monitoring what they are doing, how much of intake they have, how much of time that they exercise, what time they go to sleep. They know how much of carbohydrates, proteins, everything. They're very much aware of it. I'm not telling that you should get addicted to that, but they have designed a life, a plan for themselves. But if you talk to people who have got a fixed mindset, really get into depth of it, many things will be uncovered, including if you ask them how much of tea that you intake, okay, 2-3 times. What time you go to sleep? I don't keep a count of it. So, I mean, invariably, 90% of the people would be talking about it in a tone that they don't want it to talk like. You know, that enthusiasm and without energy, that conversation will definitely make you realize how people with fixed mindsets speak about anything, or how they see things, and the others who have got a growth mindset, how enthusiastic and energetic they will be. We normally say it's a passion. Okay. So if I say that word, will you all agree with me? Now, there's one more word which I really like: discipline. Discipline means disciple to the highest purpose. That means desist from any temptation. There might be something going on which is so interesting for you, but this is the time for you to exercise. Means you will not move away from that. You will concentrate and you'll be focused on what you're doing, even how much ever you're tempted with. So that is certainly which I would like to talk about. Now, moving on. So we spoke about the mindset in health. So now I would like to show few slides to you. So we spoke about the progress mindset. We spoke about the exercise. You know, it's just being good is not good enough. Okay, here I forgot to talk about, because I need to talk about this progress mindset, like where Amir Khan has acted in the movie Dangal. So when he was, because first he was very fit, and the director told that now you're looking fit. So we have got two these things of your character needs to be done, like where one you look fat and the other one you look slim. You look fit. So we will first shoot the one that you're fit. He said, no, first let me put on weight and then I will do the other one, because otherwise I'll never be motivated. And it's a wonderful video. I would recommend all of you to watch it. I will not say it was difficult, but it was not easy for him to get back to the normal shape. That exactly is I mean to say by the progress mindset. So mindset in health. Next one, I'm moving on to mindset in sports. So I'm going to stop the screen now. Here in sports, I'd like to take the name of Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps is an Olympian. I can give n number of examples from India, who are actually following that growth mindset in the health, even people following the progress or the fixed mindset also. Why I'm taking his example, there is a reason towards this, which I'll come to that. In 2004, he scored 6 gold medal and 2 bronze. In 2008, he scored 16 gold medal. And in the history of Olympics, he is one of those Olympians who have secured the maximum number of gold medals. And if I say this, friends, it was not easy for him. When he was 9 years, he was diagnosed with severe ADHD. And when he started coaching for swimming when he was 9-year-old, 9-year-old, the coaches said, Michael cannot focus. So unlike other who were coached or the coaches, he used to spend most of the time in that small tent of the lifeguards. But things changed very soon when Bob Baumer became the coach. And Bob started noticing Michael. And one of his interviews, he said that Michael's greatest aspiration or his strength is his focus. He is like a mission. Now, look at this, how everything shifted. And that had made history. This incident led to write history. Bob started concentrating more on Michael, where he was ready to practice or come for practice 365 days per year and 52 weeks, 7 days a week, and where others used to come only 6 days a week. So why? Because Michael said in another interview, if I practice 1 day in a week, that makes it 52 days for me every year that I practice more to the other competence. So till 14 years, he started continuing this till he became competent with and started competing with others. And we all know the history, what it is, right? I mean, it's very easy for him to actually quit if he had a fixed mindset. Oh my God, I have severe ADHD, right? You know how our children complain, or we complain actually. He should have said, easily said, I have got severe ADHD and I cannot focus. I'm not like others. It would have been very easy. But what he did, he said is that, okay, now I am not. Now I am not. But I will not give up. Okay, I am practicing an extra 52 days a year so that I will definitely reach there to be competent enough. And one more thing which I wanted to add on, you might say talent, or we all might say talent. Yes, and he has got long limbs. But can we decline the effort that he has put in? We cannot, right? So effort aligned with talent will help us to lead. I don't have to tell the story about Sachin Tendulkar. We all know about it. Respecting the time, we need to move on. So we need to decide upon whether it is in health or in sports or any activities that you're in. What is your mindset? Where are you right now? Whether you're having a growth mindset, fixed mindset, or you're in the progress mindset. I leave it up to you. The next one, we're going to move on to mindset in business. Few slides. So this is the gentleman, Michael Phelps, that we were talking about in 2008. Okay. So what he used to say, that it's okay not to be okay. That is something like an affirmation statement for Michael. It's okay to be not okay. This is him with his coach. Now, moving on to business. Second. Just a minute.
Hello, ma'am. The APT is invisible, actually.
Okay, one second.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, okay. It's visible now.
Give me a second. Sorry about that. It's a technical glitch. I apologize for that. So this is Michael Phelps, and this is Michael Phelps with his coach, Bowman. And this is always, he says the affirmation statement, it's okay not to be okay. And I love it, actually. I really, whenever I'm really stressed, I normally say that it's okay to be not okay. Now, mindset in business. Here I need to talk about a gentleman, a proud Indian, none other than Satya Nadella. So if you ask me, this particular book, he is also an endorser to that, or he has endorsed this book. He is a brand ambassador also for this particular concept that we are discussing today. Because when Satya Nadella took over from Steve Bowman as a CEO and engineer, he told all of his people, if you can see there, which I've highlighted there, that potential of the people is nurtured, it's not predetermined, and that anyone can change their mindset. So this is what I always tell my students also. We need to move from know-it-all culture to the learn-it-all. Okay? We will never reach a stage that we know it all. That's the end of learning. That's why I started this session saying that there are only learners, or we are all learners and non-learners. He has actually, in one of the TEDx talks, Satya Nadella has mentioned a lot about Squirrel Dogs, this particular book. Now, coming to business. Business, I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm also doing my own business. But if I start comparing myself with my competitors, then I will have a lot of areas where I feel FOMO, what we call it as, or fear of missing out. So what I normally concentrate, I always feel that I myself is my competitor. For that, I ask myself a question, either every week or at the every month, actually, I ask myself a question. What did I do or what did I learn? Something that I have never learned or done before. That is the only way that to actually measure my growth. So I would like to concentrate more on the growth metrics rather than a much more competitive metrics. Yes, it's good to be competitive, okay, or what we call it as a competitive intelligence. But when it comes to competitive intelligence, as an educator, what is my suggestion is that concentrate on look into the industry as such. And of course, you look into what the competitors is doing, but then at the same time, find out the opportunity, your opportunity, where you can place yourself. My dear friends, there is space for every new plant, and how the plant has to grow will be decided by the creator or the nurture of that plant and the plant themselves itself. The same way, whatever that we do to grow, the mindset that we need to develop is the growth mindset. Rather than if you go really behind, we are doing a rat race. I don't know how many of you will agree with that. It is a very, very debatable thing. This is my experience. And not only that, many people, what I have read and studied, where I've met many people, have told me this. And that is what I'm trying to say, that for me, if you ask me who's my bigger competitor, that's me. Okay, now moving on to the next one in the mindset is something that we are all concerned about it. The mindset in money. Who don't want money, right? But then we all say something. I am poor and I don't have money. And people with money, they are evil, or probably they have made money in some other way and they will only grow, and they get into all relationship, they are greedy, etc., etc., etc. It's good to say they were broke. Okay. If you have read that book, Rich Dad and Poor Dad of Robert Kiyosaki, that's a very interesting book actually, which gives you a lot of strategies about how to become rich actually. And I think sometimes Chandra does the review of the books, and I would want you to actually do the review on that book also, Chandra. That would be really good. Now coming back to this particular thing, even if you have money, we say that I am broken, I don't have money. Yes, you can say that I am broke, okay? But then also have that mentality in mind that, okay, I am broke now, but I can always make money, right? Right now I don't have enough, but I can always make money. So what do you have actually? Do you say that I'm poor, I don't have money, or what do you normally say? Right now I don't have, but I'm sure that I will make. So then you're in the growth mindset. So you need to decide for yourself. The next one is something which I'm very, very close to. That's mindset in a relationship. So far, friends, what we have discussed is we discussed about 3 mindset. That is the first one, the fixed mindset, the growth mindset, the progress mindset. Now we moved on to a different walk of the life where this will impact us. The first one, we spoke about mindset in health. Then we spoke about sports. Then we spoke about business, money. Moving on to the relationship. The biggest pain and the biggest happiness we get from relationship, right? When we are broken in a relation, when we have a relationship break, what do you normally say? Oh, I'm not lovable. The other person is not good. We do a blame game actually. I don't want to get more emotional into it, but the words that we use, if you really look into, it's all negative. And now, my definition to a relationship is that we are actually putting a lot of effort or investing a lot of effort, investing a lot of time, investing a lot of emotions in a relationship, right? So it is not about working in a relationship. It is about nurturing a relationship. As we were discussing about a plant, we need to nurture a relationship, because we have put in a lot. As I said, we nurture it actually, even with the kids, whatever relationship that we are into. We cannot have a blame game. So people who have got a fixed mindset, they always keep blaming the other person, or they keep blaming the environment, they keep blaming everything around them if they are not able to fix anything. I believe, and the book says that relationship is about giving, it's not about taking. Whereas what we do in most of the relationship, we get into a relationship. I've seen many of my friends, okay, mainly men, saying that, okay, nobody is at home to take care of my parents. There is nobody to cook. So that's why I want to get married. And, I'm feeling lonely. That's why I want to get married. I want somebody to share my feelings. That's why. So it is all about taking, taking, taking. But don't you think that it is more about giving? So both of them, both friends, okay, if it is whatever relationship that we are in, if we have the mindset of giving, how beautiful that relationship would be, right? Okay. So we discussed that. Now, I want to move on to the next area. Okay, just bear with me. We covered this. Yes, the most dangerous word is I can't. In a day, if you really keep a track of how many times that we use this word, dangerous word, you only do that. Or else, it is not only about the words, but it is about how we think. And in this particular book, she has mentioned about this paradigm shift of be, do, have, and I love it. This is something that I tell my students or my trainees and to my friends actually, how they need to shift their mindset, or how they need to work, what is the mechanism, coping mechanism that they need to do. Okay, so let me give you one side of it actually. We all say that if I have money, then I will buy this and then I will be happy. Then we normally say that if I have time, then I will do these courses, then I will be educated. So we are into this mindset of when I have everything, when I have this thing, when I have that, I will do this and then I will be happy. We human being always, our needs are endless. No, that's good in a way. I'm not saying it's bad, but then we always want more. But if you don't, because what I wanted to tell you, my dear friends, is that because there is always something better, something greener, something thicker, something more pretty, always there, it remains. But if you don't shift from that paradigm, it will be very difficult. From that pattern, I would say. What is the pattern that we should follow? Is all about be. We are human being. We need to say that I am. We are already. I am happy, or I will be peaceful. Okay, be peaceful, and then I will do. Then I will have. Be peaceful to do peaceful things, to have peace in your life. Be happy, do happy things, and then have happiness in your life. Anything for that matter. You need to be living as an example. That is what we call it as, like set an example, like they all feel like we already have it. Now, the last but not the least is about get onto your team. What does it mean? It means you are your best friend, you are your self-critic. If you want to, yes, you will have a lot of mentors and coaches around you to help you out. But if you cannot help yourself, nobody can help you. So if we have to help ourselves, I'm going to give you a wheel, what we call it as a self-promotion wheel. Please look into it. It's very, very interesting. These are the 8 aspects of life that we need to concentrate. And if we concentrate on these 8 areas, definitely we will be successful. Or I would say we will be able to shift our mindset from the fixed to the growth mindset. You are on the right track. Okay. Life never comes with roads and maps, my dear friends. We need to create it. So I'm giving you few tips where you can concentrate so you are on the right path. Having seen this, if you want, you can make a note of it. It is also available on Google. Just have to put self-promotion wheel. It will give you. But the next slide, I have designed it. So I will invest about 1 or 2 minutes here. Please do ask yourself these questions at least on a monthly basis to see where you stand. And if you get answers, or even if you don't get answers, you are on the right track. This is self-coaching, what we call it as, because I'm also a coach. We normally recommend our coaches to get not too dependent on the coaches. You need to know how to self-coach. So this is one which I would recommend you. This can be considered as a Bible note for all of you to go through it. It can help you. I'm not going to read the whole thing. A few ones which I really like. Okay, I'm married to all these because I have created this. But few things which can really make a difference is that what did you do today that make you feel proud? It's very important to do a SWOT analysis to yourself. What can you do to raise the bar? My dear friends, never stop for what you have right now. Always raise the bar. What is next? Entrepreneurs or business people or anybody is creating, having a growth mindset, for them, they will never sit. Okay, they wanted to be shuffling from one to other. They're always on the moving mindset. Yes, important is your relationship. How satisfied are you? Very important. What values you think are important to you? And I love this. What more can you do without being asked? Taking that proactively. Even in this COVID time, we are all sit and actually complain and crib about, okay, everything. What is that one step that you have taken without being asked or told to make a difference? I have seen one video today where the students of the Pallikudam school in Kottayam, the 12 students have actually catered around 2,000 kids to the students of the government schools. So this is something that nobody have told them. They have taken that initiative. And also it's important that how willing are you to fail? This is also another question that we need to ponder into. The should statement is dangerous, my dear friends. If you're using this too much of should statements, it is little dangerous, I would say. You always say that I should have done this, I should have done that. Okay, they should have worked for me. So if you all remain in that, then you're going back to your fixed mindset. Now, when I was doing a research, okay, so now I'm coming to the last part of talking about how we can play with our brain, because how this growth mindset is very much related to the brain. That is what I am going to discuss now. When I was doing this research, I came across a beautiful video, something called ambidextrous. If, just for everybody's understanding, I'll tell you what is ambidextrous. Ambidextrous means a person who can write with both the hands. And our first president, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, could write with right hand and the left hand. Now, I'm talking a little bit about neurology, okay, about our brain for that matter. Now, we know that people who has got the dominant hand as the right hand, they say that their left brain is more powerful. And those people who have got the left hand more dominant, their left brain is more, my bad. Who has got the right hand more dominant, their, yeah, correct, left brain, and the other side, the right brain. So because it is cross-wired, actually, we know that. Now imagine if they can write with both the hands, what will happen? And as you can see in this slide, this girl is writing with one hand in English, the other hand, she's writing Hindi. Look at that. And this is not a miracle. This school, the principal, the school is based at MP, Madhya Pradesh, okay? There's a video, please watch it. And he teaches his students how to write with both the hands. And one thing which I'm going to tell you will be very interesting for, especially for the students. You know, these students are able to finish their exams. If it is a 3 hours exam, they're able to finish in 1.5 hours. How interesting that is. And to take it more further ahead, the neurologist, what they say is that when we create these kinds of skills or habits, our brain get new wires. Okay? And which is actually because when we are writing with both the hands, actually both the sides of the brains are working together and they bond with each other. And when we practice more, it gets more stronger. And what happens? The creativity works, because the children from the normal mode, they get into the learning mode always. These are the children who takes more challenges, they become more creative and they become extraordinary. So the video will talk about it actually. I mean, it's very interesting to watch it. It's called the Train the Brain. Now, I can't tell you much about, because I cannot tell all of you to become ambidextrous right now. It's not very easy for us. You can, certainly you can, but I can give you few tips which can help you to actually work with two sides of the brain. To be very, very interesting. So may I show that? Here we go. 1 second. It's called Train the Brain. Okay, few tips which I can give you how to develop a brain for your growth mindset is that, because as I told you, growth mindset is about learning, keep on learning, continuous learning, more creative, challenge ourselves, enjoying what we do. So when we do that, the brain is always in action, especially our right side of the brain. Because see, currently, we are using the people who have got the right hand and the left brain is definitely stimulating more. But the other side, for whatever reason, we are not using it much. So actually, a person needs to remain active and energetic and health. It also completely involved. It also has got very good connection with our mental and physical connection, body also. So what I would say, currently what you're doing with your dominant hand, try to do it with your other hand. Okay. For example, when you're taking your shower, we normally take the mug with your right hand instead of doing it with the left hand, and eat with the spoon which you are not used to, and do some kitchen chores or household chores with closing your eyes actually. But there I mind you, but still, okay, do things upside down. I like it. See, for example, I have started doing it sometimes. Like when I have my watch, we normally always tie it as 12:6, right? Do it the other way. It'll be interesting. And read books loud and play brain games like chess, puzzles, Sudoku. It always keeps our other part of the brain in action. Take new routes. We always have a habit of, our brain is so conditioned, so we don't want to get into our out of the comfort zone. And yes, this, I love it. Simultaneously use all your senses. What I would say is that when you go out for a walk, look for something new. Either sense new three smells, something new, smells new, or watch for birds which you have never watched, or some sounds that you have never watched. So keep observing things. It's definitely stimulated the other side of the brain as well. This is a wonderful thing. Name a completely different language, a musical instrument, any art form, which will definitely help you to develop your brain. This is what the study says, my dear friends. And but last, not the least, what we really need is the right mindset, the right effort. Definitely, we need help from others, but at the right direction. You know why? Because our brain says, use me or lose me. I'm ready for the questions. Summarizing the whole thing, what Carol Drock's book says is that she talks about three mindset, then she takes us to the other parts of the life or aspects of the life where we can use the mindset. And finally, I also give you few tips on how to create a growing mindset, playing with your brain, actually. How you can make your brain your close friend. If not friends, there are chances that you get Alzheimer's. Okay, that's what the study says. Could be a one reason, I would say, but then it has happened to my own aunt who was a principal of a school. Suddenly, when she retired, she got the Alzheimer's, and the doctor has diagnosed that her brain cells are dying because she stopped. Suddenly, she stopped everything. So before you get into your retirement, I warn you, watch out that you don't stop it at one go. Please keep growing in all manners. Thank you so much. And yes, Chelsea, I'm ready to take questions if you have any.
Okay, so we have a couple of questions. So the first one, ma'am, you mentioned about growth mindset. I normally try to do something and people around me discourage me. I feel rejected and then don't do it. What can we do if people around me discourage?
Okay, that's a very wonderful question. So you remember I was talking to you about the self-promotion wheel? You
Yeah,
are your self-critic, okay? And you are your best friend. Just before this conversation, I was talking to Chandra about it, if you remember. Definitely people will talk many things about you. They will give positive feedbacks and negative feedback, but you are the person to decide whether you want to take it or no. Okay. What we normally do is that when negative comments comes in, we embrace it. Right. But then when somebody talks good about it, we think that, okay, they have got some hidden agenda behind it. So we find it, we take it with a pinch of salt, what we say that. Yeah. So we need to stop doing that. You are your best friend. You are your best critic. Yes, please take advice from your good friends. I'm not saying that. But once we decided upon that, now imagine all of these people who have won. If all these negative comments, if they could have actually embraced it, what could have happened to them, right? So I believe that I have answered your question.
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
Thank
So
you.
the next question is, ma'am, it was an eye-opening session. I will try to change my mindset. But my question is, sometimes at work, my boss is having a fixed mindset and don't allow the team towards growth. How do I overcome this, especially if the boss is having the fixed mindset?
Okay, that is again a lovely question, I would say. One thing what I have learned in my life, my experience, my 26 years of experience is that you cannot change your boss. Can we? No, we cannot. But here we need to use here, because the topic is a little deviating away from that. Because here what we need to do is that you use certain technologies, like, where we can convince them with your thought process in a very logical manner. You put it across in why we are saying what you are saying. It's very important to make them understand that, and what is going to be the result. Normally I take session on that, right? How to convince your boss or influence your boss or persuade your boss. That's a complete different thing. If their mindset is not good, I would also say that if you are finding it so difficult working under them, so much of negativity, is that look for another option.
That is true. Okay, so we have one more question. So the question is there an age limit to change your mindset?
Not at all. Not at all. If 102-year-old man can run marathon, I'll give my example of my own husband. 50 years, he could not run even 2 kilometers. Now, he can run 42 kilometers marathon. So what more example you need? There is no age limit for that matter, because I still feel I'm young. Age doesn't matter. Okay. I still learn a lot, actually. So I'm always in the learning mode. There's no age limit. That's a wonderful question, actually.
Okay. So with that, we're coming to an end to the Q&A session.
All right.
And thank you so much for coming on the show. Your talk has been very informative, with the book, and then, you suggested even videos on the show. So yeah, I hope we all check it out. Definitely interesting things, things which we did not know before. So, with that, we're going to come to the feedback section. So, you know what I want to say. If you have positive comments, like she said, give us a positive comments, because we would love to know what we're doing right. But if there are negative, there are criticisms, we would still want to know, because we want to change, we want to improve and make this experience wholesome and better for you. And this is just a poster for tomorrow's session. It's going to be stories behind those wonderful shots in wildlife photography. It's going to be taken by Mr. Arun Gopi, who's an award-winning wildlife photographer. The timing for this is from 12 to 1 p.m., so do make a note of it. So for all those photography enthusiasts or people who are trying to understand photography, who want to just work on it right now, please make sure you watch the session. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, ma'am, for coming on the show.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. And if do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you so much for coming. Have a nice day and see you guys tomorrow.
All right. See you all.